Hate, it's still here. From educators, from employers, from service providers, and yes, even from governments. Anti-trans rhetoric is upsettingly common and harmful. News articles will often point out that criminals are trans when it is simply irrelevant, affecting the wider community. And when it is relevant, such as in the murders of those who are trans because they are trans, this information is often omitted. News outlets tend to feed the fire that is the hate of the transphobes who read these headlines. This is about to get graphic, so count this as a warning. Let's take a look at a case from last year. Brianna Jai, a 16-year-old girl in her final year of high school. After years of being bullied at school, she was stabbed 28 times in the head and upper torso and left lying in the mud. It was a barbaric and premeditated murder. Almost a year later, the murderers, two 15-year-old students at the time, were sentenced to life in prison. She was violently killed for who she was. Our differences should be celebrated, not feared. This is just one case from 1 year. Not every victim receives this level of attention. The Trans Murder Monitoring Research Project released a report on last year's International Trans Day of Remembrance, stating that 320 trans and gender diverse people were reported murdered across 365 days between the 1st of October 2022 and 30th of September 2023. They also stated that this does not include all reported cases due to the simple fact that not all trans or gender diverse victims are identified as such in their death reports. It is quite possible that the true figure is much higher. 46% of victims were shot, but many were beaten, stabbed, and burned after. The most common age group was those between the ages of 19 and 25. In 2014, the Metro Youth Chances Report found that 2 in 5 trans people between the ages of 16 and 25 realized that they were trans at the age of 11 or under. Sadly, that's also a very young age to become a target of hate and feeling like you don't belong. It's clearly important for things to get better. Guidance from the government was written last April in which teachers would be forced to inform the parents of trans, non-binary or gender variant pupils and only allow the children to use the pronouns they personally identify with and a new name with explicit permission from their parents. It is a known fact that child abuse still happens in the home, with some children even being cast out. If you can't be safe at home, where can you be safe? We all have a basic human right to embrace our identity and feel comfortable with who we are without being restrained by others. Around the same time, the leader of the main opposing party showed support of this extremely harmful view. Nobody should be punished for who they are out of fear by those in power. This is where TransActual stepped in. The government was motivated by fear and hate to the point where they forgot the laws that have rightfully existed for years. In their statement, TransActual implored those in power to fight for the freedom for these children to have their identities recognized by law. TransActual is an organization focused on healthcare and the legal protection of trans people in the UK through empowerment and better education. It was founded in 2017 by a group of trans people who had had enough of the transphobic press and misinformation. Where the government has repeatedly failed to be for the people, TransActual is run by the trans and non-binary communities, with the trans and non-binary communities, for the trans and non-binary communities. Dr. Luke Munford, a senior lecturer in health economics, said that trans, non-binary and gender diverse people across England face widespread discrimination, leading to stressful social interactions and feelings of unacceptance, increasing the risk of poor mental health. In a paper authored by Munford, it is revealed that the risk of reporting a mental health condition is significantly higher for trans people and almost 1 in 2 for non-binary trans people. 70% of those surveyed in TransActual's Trans Life survey in 2021 claimed that they experienced transphobia when attempting to use non-trans specific healthcare services. We all deserve equal access to healthcare. That's a basic human right. TransActual aims to make things better by providing information and training on trans-inclusive healthcare to professionals in this sector. TransActual stands up for trans and non-binary people to have legal recognition and protections, both on a national and international level, by protesting, advocating for better rights, and campaigning to inform politicians, policymakers, and the press when they are wrong. Ultimately, TransActual is an organisation that needs funding to sustainably continue to advocate for trans rights, human rights. With their commitment to hearing as many voices from the trans and non-binary community, things can get better. These voices need to be represented instead of shut out. Nobody deserves to be put to death for their identity. Who you are shouldn't affect your access to vital treatment. Nobody should be forced to live a lie. Please, vote for TransActual for this year's Project for Awesome. The link is down in the doobly-doo, or if you're already watching on the website, on the same page that you are watching this video.